If your voice is going to go as far as the Lord is sending you to go, you need to know that you have to do so much in the preparation stage. If your journey is going to be long, you know that you have to prepare very well before you start off. If your journey is going to be involving, so is with everything that we are doing in your life. You do not take on a challenge, or you do not take on an enterprise or an assignment that you know is challenging in a casual way. You know your preparation has to be intense, and therefore we have seen from the buildings of our structures, if the building is going to go higher, much has to go into the foundation. The deeper the foundation, the stronger it should be. Okay, now why are we talking about this? Why is it that for the entire, should be 1 year, more than a year now, God has been grounding us in His Word to teach us to pray, to teach us to hear His Word, to teach us to understand, to teach us to commit. Some of us didn't know what it meant to commit for an entire year. Where we are committed to preaching, we are committed to teaching, we are committed to the cause or the purpose of Christ. We are committed where we become a student of the Word. Much has to go into the foundation because of the vision, because of where we're going. Amen. Now, Habakkuk says from 2 to say, the vision is yet for an appointed time. The vision is what? Is yet for an appointed time. You can even adapt these scriptures that we're speaking and talking about today in your life. God is taking you somewhere. Yes, and I think I'll use this to illustrate something. God is taking you somewhere, and He's saying the vision is yet for an appointed time. The vision is what? Is yet for an appointed time, meaning its season is coming. Its time is coming. Your life right now is in stages. You are living a part of your life right now which is connected to your next level, which is going to feed into what you are going to become tomorrow, today. So now why are we talking about today so much in relation to the vision? Because it is staged. What we see today will feed into what we are going to do or what we are going to become tomorrow. The attitudes that we build up today, the character that we build up today, if it be of chaff, tomorrow of chaff we are going to receive, to reap. If it be of a weak foundation, tomorrow of a weak foundation we are going to reap. If it be of mere walking through, tomorrow when the test is real, we'll fail to apply the core of the lesson that we have received. So now I've said, if your journey is long, you have to know that much has to be taken into consideration in the preparation stage. Much has to be taken into consideration. And I remember some time ago, I won't mention the names, I remember some time ago, two people were praying. I think someone will know. Two people were praying. And as they were praying through, God opened my eyes, and you would even ask why God does some of these things. God opened my eyes and to see what they were praying through, and I was there thinking through and wondering why such knowledge had come to me. So much had happened anyway. Now in that moment when God had opened my eyes, and I started meditating through, and I began meditating and asking God why He was saying what He was saying about what they were praying for. One of them, he told me that it is time. One of them, the first person, he told me that it is time. Though from their physical perspective, they did not consider it to be time. It did not make logical sense for it to be time. It did not make logical sense for them to take that option. It did not make logical sense for them to go with what God said. So they did what? They ignored. They ignored the instruction of God. They said it cannot be. They said, this I do not like, I do not want, I will not take this option. Okay, God gave an idea and said, and to the other, he told these same things that we're talking about, to say, if the journey is long, okay, if the journey is long, so much is taken into perspective in preparation. Okay, and it led me to give an example to say, look, if an elephant has been conceived, it takes longer for an elephant to be born than if we compare that to a rabbit, if we compare that to any other lesser animal. Why? Because of what is coming is bigger, of what its purpose should be, of the ligaments in its body, in its legs, just the entire mass. It needs a lot of construction to go in for it to be able to survive, to take on that mass, to be able to support its body weight, to have such a great memory, to have an animal that is intelligent, powerful, and at the same time is all this beautiful. Okay, it has to take so much. It takes in so much. Okay, so I find that it takes longer in the preparation stage. And I tell, your case is as such. There is an appointed time when God is going to do something in your life, but right now is a preparation time. What you're praying for is not coming now. What you're praying for is coming in the future. And thank God the person heeded, the person listened, and I think as a result of just the nature of the promise of God, they had to wait. They could not rush it. They had to stay through. They had to walk through what God was telling them. They had to walk through. Now look at this too. The time has come and the time is yet to come. Okay, one is praying for something that has to take in. One, their time is ready because the thing or the journey is right up ahead of them. It is time to move. It is time to go in. Now I'm so much interested in the one who had to wait a little longer. Okay, what has to happen? So much has to be poured into the foundation. That's why the Bible is telling us in Habakkuk to say, the vision, if it is yet for an appointed time, what do? You write it down. Amen. Why do you write it down? So that you keep your eyes in check. You keep your mind in check of what God is doing. Amen. You keep what? You keep your spirit in check with what God is doing, so that you keep on knowing that there's something happening, even if you do not feel it, even if you don't see it, even if you don't understand it. There's something happening in that season of waiting, in that season. And I like what Hillsong says from the song called Seasons, to say, if Jesus wanted, he would have brought a fully grown Jesus to come and die for us, but he works in seasons. He works in what? In seasons. That's why he did what? He brought a baby. He brought a baby to come and be born in the manger, to take 7 or 9 months in the womb of Mary, to grow all the way a normal childhood. Okay, because he's working in seasons. It is time. It is something that takes time. It is something that is what? That requires a lot to be put into his foundation. And you're going to find that the lifetime of Jesus Christ, he spent 30 years preparing. Okay, and he preached his ministry in what? In 3 years. So as we are praying through our ministry, I think apply this in your life as well. As God is going to elevate you, and as God is taking you further, do understand that even today, what you are doing today, if he has spoken of a vision, if he has spoken of something or a promise, or he has given you something, do know that today is part of the journey, and today something has to happen to pour into what you are going to. This is why last time we said the person you are when you get to the promised land is also important. You need to become at the core of it the very best you can become out of this process. Amen. So right now we're just going to go ahead and pray as God is sending us, and as God is using you, as God is taking you to that place, as God is preparing you for a ministry as such, as God is changing your character, as God is molding your character, your heart, as God is touching you, as God is doing something new, even your perspective of ministry, as God is maybe introducing you, teaching you how to learn to be in a group, in a ministry as such, as God is doing that he's going to pave a way. and is going to help us to yield to his careful hand as we are changing, and is going to help us in this moment and time to prepare in every true sense what we are supposed to prepare today